Welcome to A Cup of Coffee and Solutions and Other Problems by Allie Brosh. I don't know if I say the name right, but if you don't know who Allie Brosh is, um, you might have been living underneath a stone. If I was really smart now, I would have had the bookmarks ready so I could show you the most famous drawing she's made. It's with herself as this amazing character, and she's like I don't even remember it, but if you Google Ali Brosh and meme, you will see this character of hers screaming like "Yay!" washing or cleaning up or something something. But an amazing woman, very honest, funny, sad, and brutal, but heartwarming book about mental health and having dogs that are not easy to deal with, like rescue dogs. This is her second book. Her first one, which I recommend you start with, is Hyper Bold and a Half, but that's currently at my studio. Why? Because I always have one of her books, and I mix it up sometimes. One here and one at the studio. Because if I feel down or sad or just want to read something to just make me laugh, I don't need to be sad to read it. You can be in a good mood as well. And I highly recommend this for everyone, not only people who are focused on mental health. But in her first book, Hyperbole and a Half, she describes perfectly and very good and in a funny way about depression. The reason why I have one book here and one book at the studio is because I always want, just like the Bible, I want her material easily available whenever I need it. So this is the hardcover edition. I have both the softcover edition and I have like the pocket, and I also have the hardcover edition. The cool thing with these hardcover editions, they're not so easy to get your hands on, especially the first one, Hyperbole and a Half, because she sells good. And the hard cover ones, if you search them up on Goodreads, it says that they're made for schools and libraries. But why are the books made for libraries? Well, it's because hardcover books can handle a lot of more beating than a soft cover. But I was trying to not spend too much money on books, so I thought to myself to be a grown-up and responsible and save my money for a trip to Japan in 4 years with my friends and pay my bills and stuff like that, I would just rent the books. So I went to my local library, which is Haugesund Folkebibliotek, Haugesund Library, and Jesus Christ, it's this amazing fur coat. So if you see in the live stream later today, you will see that I have this on, but it will probably go off even faster because it's really hot to have on, but it smells so damn good. I wish you could smell how this jacket smells, because it smells absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I was gonna try and be responsible and save money and not use too much money on books, because as you can see, I love collecting books. You've probably seen, if you're interested in my YouTube videos, the Francis Bacon collection here. It's if I was not too lazy, it would be linked right here, but just go scroll down on a couple of episodes back and you can see when I unbox this. Also have the Vanessa Del Rio leopard box hiding in the corner here, and I'm pretty sure we did some other books as well. So just go to my YouTube channel and scroll down to see that. Anyway, I got these books and I borrowed them at the library, but I fucking loved the book so much. And when I bought the softcover edition of Hyperbole and a Half, I put it in my list of books that I wanted, like the hardcover edition of the first book, not this one. A little bit confusing, I'm sorry. But then I said to myself when I got this one in hardcover, I'm like, oh, I have to secure the first one in hardcover as well. And then it was sold out and not available anywhere, not even from the Lille Bokbutikken, which is more difficult because, again, the books in hardcover are only made for libraries and schools, so it's not easily available at your bookstore unless you find it used or in a secondhand store. I was lucky enough to go to AbeBooks on internet and find the first one in hardcover. So now I have all of them, which is two. Hyperbold and a half, the first one, and this one, Solutions on Our Problems. I have it both in softcover and hardcover. Collector's Madness, oh yeah. So the reason why I love hardcover so much is it's so much nice details. Like you have the slipcase here, and then it's just solid yellow. I was like, oh, that's a little bit boring, but it's imprinted in white, very beautifully. Solutions and Other Problems. We're gonna take it back on though, because if you see this video and you just jump into it, I want you to recognize this beautiful book. Again, if I was like a really professional YouTuber, which I used to be when I did daily vlogs every fucking day for a year straight and hit the wall 4 times and had 2 relationships go to hell, I used to do a lot of research and pre-work, but these are one takes and I publish them every Friday if you're new to the channel. And I also do a live stream on my Instagram at Cursor Clock. That's 1300 in true Norwegian black metal time on my Instagram. So join that. I draw and shit and paint things. Anyway, this book is, I don't want to reveal too much. I just really want you to know that this is one of my favorite books and I highly recommend it. We can of course show you something from the book, but I don't want to show too much because I want you to experience this book the way I did. I was really interested in Allie Brosh, so I listened to some podcast episodes and I got some spoilers from this book about some heavy subjects that I can really relate to, so I won't spoil that because you have to read the first one first. This one is pretty fair. It's stories from her life both as a kid and an adult. This first one here is just about her as a kid when she was 3, and she just had this die-hard mission to get her own body into a bucket. And the story continues with her struggle, and I'm dying from those faces. Like, it's so easily drawn, and I prefer the design or the artwork on the first one because it's even more basic and simple. She's added like shadows and more stuff on this, but it still keeps the warmth and the original touch. But a problem is like crossing the street is difficult for bucket crabs. Their only limb is determination. Like, it's to die for. I just love it. And just that right there, the stubborn child, she nails it when it comes to body language in these drawings and the artwork. And it just keeps, I've been laughing my ass off reading this book. It's really fucking amazing. So I'm not gonna dwell too much into the story about this, but if you are Norwegian, you can check out the podcast that I've linked below. It's I should have said that in the start of the video, but I'm fucking tired, so I forgot. But I did a podcast with Haugesund Folkebibliotek, the local library, at the Lille Bokbutikken, our local independent bookstore, where I talk about and recommend books, specifically comics that I can really relate to. A lot of underground comics as well, because there's so much stuff that people don't know about. I of course recommend Simon Hanselmann and Mike Diana and other favorites that I have made videos of on this channel, so go check them out. But just check the link below. It's episode 2 of 1. It's in Norwegian, so learn Norwegian if you don't know how. But yeah, this book, fucking amazing. Highly recommend it. And I also recommend it for people who struggle with mental health issues, and also people who wants to understand it, or if they know somebody, or if you just want to have a really good book to read and enjoy, because it's fucking amazing. I even told the library in Haugesund, my hometown, that they should get this and also Sarah Anderson's books. But I told them you should have a permanent Allie Brosh, both Hyperbole and a Half and Solutions and Other Problems in your library system, because it's books that both young and adults can read. So highly, highly, highly recommend it. And I hope if you go to the library and recommend it or ask for it, I hope you say Martin Mentzoni told me that I should borrow this, because it's absolutely fucking amazing. Yeah, that's that for this week's episode. Next week's episode is I haven't planned it yet, so I don't know why I'm talking, so I'm just gonna stop talking because I change my mind often. But leave a comment below if there's anything specific you would like me to check out, books, records, whatever. Just write in the comments below. If you want to support me, you can become a Patreon at patreon.com/Martin Mentzoni, where I post unpublished comics and comics that I'm working on. And if you follow me on Instagram at Martin Mentzoni, I have comic strips that I publish. Right now I'm working on a new comic with Ken the Chicken, aka Ken the Kylling, by character. This guy, gotta get him tattooed inside the hand so I can show him better. It's called My Dark Diary, so it's basically I just write what happens that day or a specific day that I want to draw and illustrate and tell you about. But I'm working on a comic that's gonna be in Norwegian but translated to English in video. It's called SELVMORD, aka or translated Suicide, about my trips to the future shrink that I'm gonna start going to. So pretty heavy stuff. And that's why I thought about this book, because I'm writing my own mental health book right now. So you can get that. You can pre-order most of my comics that I work on, and others are available right now at fanzine.com. Links are as always below. And the latest comic that's out now is the Meatman Magical Misery Tour with bonus frames inside that was not published on my Instagram when I published that. So thank you for supporting true Norwegian underground comics from Fanzine and independent artists like myself. So if you want to have a drawing or a painting commissioned, feel free to contact me at my mail, mentzonibrand@gmail.com. That's mentzonibrand@gmail.com. Or just write to me on Instagram. That's where I answer the fastest. Whew, that was a lot of whoring in the end there. And I can also announce that there's going to be a påske kaffi with Ken the Kylling. There's going to be a Ken coffee coming out this Easter. So go check that out at kaffanzine.com and on my Instagram, of course. Okay, sparkly, sparkly. I'm going to go away. I'm going to put on this cape and say, well, hey. Oh, it smells so damn good. Good night. Bye-bye. Or good morning.